What is up, guys? It's your boy BadgePlug, and as you can tell by my voice, there is so much news that's coming out, and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. First of all, before we begin this video, I'm sorry that I haven't recorded footage yet for 2K. I know I said I was going to put new footage in the videos, but I haven't yet because 2K18 is so boring, man. It's hard to get on there, but we have so much to talk about. I'm going to get straight into it. All I ask is that you guys drop a like on this video. Click that like button. Jump off the top ropes. Hit it with your elbow. Hit it with your nose. Whatever you got to do. Click it. Tap it. Thank you so much. Let's get into this news. So our first news of the day comes from Mr. Ronaldo 2K himself. He says, been so swamped getting final touches of our next 3 announcements together. We are close. I can't wait to show you. Starting tomorrow. Hashtag NBA 2K19. So for those of you that don't understand, there's going to be some big news starting tomorrow that's going to be dropping hopefully on Twitter and Instagram and all that type of stuff, whatever they do to promote. There's going to be some huge news coming out, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what it's going to be. And let's get into the next one. So for the next one, we have this right here. You said post fading will be a deadly weapon in 2K19, but then say it will be impossible to green heavily contested. It's not hard to contest fades. There's a reason that in 2K17 everyone loved the fades. Mike Wing says, I'm taking those factors into account. Post fades are evaluated different than quote-unquote regular jumpers. Now, my opinion on this is going to be different from other people's. Everybody has their own opinion on things, okay? I just want to let you guys know that everybody has their own opinion. If you don't agree with my opinion, you don't have to dislike me. You don't have to dislike someone else. It's a video game. But in 2K17, post scoring particularly post fades were extremely overpowered. Like, you would just fade, and no matter how contested it was green, 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 as long as the person knew what they were doing and had on the right post fadeaway. So hopefully it's not like 2K17. Hopefully it's like a mix between 17 and 18, where depending on your build, like if you're a pure post, then yeah, you should hit some heavily contested greens or something like that sometimes. But if you're not like a pure post scorer, you should not be just draining post fadeaways, because anybody basically this year, almost any build in the game that's like 6'10" or taller can do post hops, post fades, all that type of stuff with almost little to no badges. So let's get into the next one, but that's my opinion on that. I hope it's not like 2K7. So the next one that we have here, I don't think is really that important, but what about throwing alley-oops? Because this year it was terrible. People were typically scared to throw a lot on a fast break. Mike Wing says, alley-oops are more useful in 19 and easier to complete in general. Defensively, players do a better job at intercepting oop passes, so we were able to relax some of the throwaways that we need to have in there to balance them out. This is a cool feature. It's not going to matter that much, I don't think, but alley-oops this year were absolutely terrible. I mean, there was just no reason to throw oops at all. If someone picks up and your teammate is wide open under the goal and you throw an oop, that should most likely be an alley-oop every time, you know what I'm saying? But it was just almost no reason to throw them this year, and they were absolutely just they were just inefficient, and they weren't worthy of using most of the time. But let's get into the next one. That one's not very important at all. This next one right here is about archetypes again, and Mike Wing just seems to be making this one look better and better. This dude says, what do you mean by special defensive stop resolutions for locks and rim protectors? Is paint defense fixed? It was absolutely horrible on 18. Mike Wing says, locks will be able to stonewall ball handlers more frequently than most other arcs. Rim protectors unlock grab blocks and other content. Both archetypes can cancel offensive badges and takeover skills. They can also knock the ball free when colliding with receivers. So the last part, that kind of means, I think he's trying to say bump steals, which we all don't like, but we'll see how that goes. But literally, lockdown defenders are sounding like one of, if not one of the best builds in the entire game. Obviously, an offensive player is going to be better for winning your game, but a lockdown is looking like the best contributor, like the best sidekick to help you win games so much easier. They're gonna have their own animations. They can stop the grand badge, the takeover system. They can literally stop it. That's a big thing. Like, you can literally just turn it off by just having a lockdown. I don't know if that means your lockdown has to be on fire for it to do that, but that's definitely going to be a huge factor into the game. I don't know. Let me know your guys' opinions down below, but lockdowns are looking extremely good for 2K19. Honestly, I thought that Mike Wang was going to be stopping with this news all the time, but he's still continuously going. Today, another one. Is anything being done about centers missing lightly contested standing layups in 2K19? Also, are post scores getting fade ace back? Also, post scores shoot a lot of contested shots. We should be on timing and not openness. Mike Wang says layup defense is modeled better this year. So this makes, so the makes and misses make more sense. And yeah, I agree with you about emphasizing timing over openness when it comes to post, fade, / hooks. See my last tweet. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this. Honestly, the poll that we had yesterday, although I did vote for openness more, we still do have to focus on timing shots. You should be rewarded for timing your shot correctly, but also you should be, I think, in my opinion, more rewarded for getting open, because it's a lot easier to just sit there and be a cone, be a stand up, be a spot up, whatever you want to call it, and just know your shot rather than getting open. Getting open is a lot harder than timing your shot. Anybody who's good at the game would say we need more focus on better rewards for getting open than timing your shot correctly. I'm pretty sure anybody would say that is experienced and has played 2K18. I'm going off of how 2K18 has been and how I think 2K19 needs more focus on. Although I do think both of those polls need heavily focused on. Like, that's one of the most, if not the most thing, like the most important topic to focus on for Park gameplay or any gameplay, Pro-Am, my team, any of that. Like, you need to be rewarded for getting open, but you also should, like, this full white's garbage. Full white is the biggest garbage thing in the game. If you're gonna give somebody a full white, then don't you dare let the other team come down the court and hit a half bar on their shot. You know what I'm saying? There's so many times when I've been playing Park and I just know, like, you can tell how the ball bounces on the rim and stuff. Once you've played the game a lot, you can tell these animations that the person you're playing against is literally not even shooting greens, but you're just getting full white, full white, full white, and that's the reason that they're even getting the ball back in the first place. And it hurts. It hurts because you just feel like, you know, what's the point in being good and knowing your shot when the other team is just coming down the court and hitting half bars, or, you know, 75% of their bar, or, you know, 85%, but you're sitting there perfectly knowing your shot, but since this full white feature is in the game, you automatically miss. Now, being a pure stretch, it's not the same. You know, being a pure stretch, you get a lot of greens. Sometimes you get full whites, but being a pure stretch, you still do not get rewarded. Being wide open, I get so many full whites. But then, now I'm not saying a lot. I mean, you guys see me play. Like, you know, in an average twos game, I'll miss one shot, maybe. 2 shots at the most likely, like in 90% of games. But those missed shots usually come from full whiting a wide open shot. But then if I'm contested, I will green it. If it's lightly contested or heavily contested, it's basically a green every single time, and it makes absolutely zero sense. The whole mechanics on wide open versus contested has to be completely scratched and changed and 100% different from 2K18, because it makes absolutely zero sense this year. Sorry for that rant. That's just how I feel. I've been through a lot of pain. You can hear a lot of pain in that voice right there from 2K18 and how much awful trauma it caused me. Okay, but let's get into the last one that Mike Wang has here. It's pretty important. This one is absolutely huge and extremely interesting. This dude says, Mike, I don't think it's fair how dribblers are the only ones that have to have a cooldown feature. I shouldn't be the only archetype to get punished for something my build was made to do. Only playmakers get patched more every year. Please respond. Mike Wang says, every archetype has some sort of mechanism to prevent abuse of their strengths. Slashers degrade when they repeatedly take contact. Perimeter shooters degrade when they have to work too hard to get up a shot. Over dribbling for playmakers was just not accounted for very well until NBA 2K19. This is a very, extremely interesting feature that honestly we're not going to really get to know until we see the game. You know, he can say it's in the game, but is a sharpshooter going to run around the whole entire court and then hit a shot 3 times in a row like they do in 2K18? I guess we'll just have to see when the game comes out. But guys, please leave your opinions below. Oh my gosh, like that, some crazy news is coming out, and hopefully tomorrow is even crazier. But guys, it's your boy BadgePlug. You've been plugged in. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.